We got the CEO of Property, guys. When I tell you this is a very good interview, and as a realtor, I have a lot of questions answered in this interview, guys. If you want to know how soon, right, how big is tokenization, making physical assets into digital representations with actual value and use case, you should be concerned, okay? Because everyone will be using blockchain technology eventually, guys. Check this
So
out.
it has the potential to become global. Zillow cannot be global because the business model is, now we are introducing those title on chain, but it's still kind of this feel of the CDs or a little bit outdated way of transacting. While the NFTs, it's the streaming ownership on chain track for us. Right. And even though we have invented and did only a couple of those, this will absolutely transform the industry.
You know, most people are kind of, they're accustomed to Zillow, Redfin, etc. What would be the key to draw them into a Proppy experience?
The way we're similar and different from Zillow is that eventually Proppy will become a transactional marketplace. And a marketplace that business model is applicable to other countries. So it has the potential to become global. Zillow cannot be global because the business model is very attuned to the US market. And it's also transactional. They have the ambition to become, but without these transformative technologies such as settlement via smart contracts, in my opinion, it's not possible to fully automate the transaction.
What aspects of Proppy are decentralized?
That's a great question. And the decentralization is key to what we do because real estate really behaves as a digital asset. What we move is not the walls. We are moving the record of ownership because we're not relying on a government to keep the records. We should not be relying. Or when the settlement happens, also, why are we relying on so many? About 20 people in a transaction are involved in one closing, where instead we could rely in a secure settlement protocol and records on a decentralized blockchain. But as we have more projects integrated, the Web3 projects such as Parcel and so on, we have more awareness, and Chainlink as well. We have more awareness about the deals in real estate as well as the closing. And if the closing is secure with open data, then we would save to the consumers between 5 to 10% of home values when they purchase those properties. And another very important point is that the new generation are afraid of bureaucracy. They would invest more in real estate if it's a simpler and more enjoyable process. They love buying NFTs, buying crypto because it's fun, secure, it's the new generation. So if we provide this user experience to new generation, which we've seen with some of our NFTs, then obviously consumers will definitely be more interested in this wealth creation, and the liquidity of the real estate market would increase. Right now, we're seeing about 5 to 7 million homes sold annually in the US. I would predict this number to double or triple as this new generation are moving from one city to another city. And if the housing transaction specifically is more affordable, then why not, instead of renting, those consumers to acquire homes as they move? The other part that I'd like to point out is that many states actually are describing in laws that the blockchain records could serve as an evidence in court. So when consumers put their deeds on chain through Proppy and Proppy keys, they can get to the court and prove the ownership if something happens with the county records, because unfortunately every single year there are deed fraud cases, county hacks, over $400 million were lost last year in that kind of cases.
The ramp of